Hiya! I got another letter for you, Eisen.
Hey, are you okay? What does it say?
I can't read it right now. One of you do it.
Okay. Dear brother, I got your letter. Not sure why it was so tattered. I'm glad that you were able to tell me how you really feel, even though it was beyond obvious by now. Your clear descriptions of the self-defense Moloch arts allowed me to master them quickly, despite your terrible grammar. As weird as it feels writing this to a pirate, good luck with your work. And I know how to keep a secret. So please keep writing me letters. My life doesn't revolve around them, but I do enjoy hearing from you. I can't see the oceans you sail from my perch here on the mountain, but I'm thinking of you and praying for your safety. And I want you to know I'm doing fine.
Ah, looks like she's just as roundabout and stubborn as her brother. It must run in the family.
There's more. P.S. Thanks for the Nordals. They're not really all that cute, but I guess I like them a little bit. But ever since I got that last one, I hear this voice at night telling me I should write you and be here for you when you need to vent. It's actually rather annoying, but since the doll is a gift from you, I'll make a special exception for it. That's all.
Sounds like she's really got it together. You know, I don't think we ever asked you her name.
Edna.
That's a pretty name.
Glad you think so. I'm the one who named her.
Hello, white turtles. How's business?
Not great. Not great at all. Thanks to certain somebodies, my balances have all gone haywires. Serves me rights for counting my turtles before they hatched.
That sounds awful, I guess.
Don't feel bad. Not like it's got anything to do with us.
Certainly not. That's why today's your lucky day, 'cause I'm throwing another big sales.
Come on, guys, you're being too mean to him. He's done so much to help us throughout our journey, hasn't he?
Yeah, I guess.
Listen, Mr. Turtles, if something's ever got you down, you can tell us. I don't know how much help we can be, but I bet even just talking about it will make you feel better.
I can't tell you how nice it feels to hear such kind words at a time like this.
Sure, fine. But what about the sale?
Right! Everything's on sale at market prices once again.
Great, thanks. Fee, give the nice turtles the smile he wants so much.
Thanks for everything, Mr. Turtles.
No, thank yous.
Magilu's real name is Magilanica, isn't it?
Yes, it is. She's always been so distant.
Distant? What makes you say that?
She's always had strong resonance and was able to see us Malakim from the day she was born.
But her family thought her powers were creepy, and they abandoned her while she was still just an infant.
That's terrible. So she got picked up by that crooked troupe that put her in their freak show.
Yeah, that was when she caught me. When I got caught up in her life.
It's hard to imagine how painful it must have been. A little girl forced to the stage, made a source of amusement and revulsion and hate. You can see why she'd want someone on her side, even if that someone was Bienfu.
Hey!
But she managed to get away, right? After the accident?
Well, that accident was set up by Lord Melchior.
What?
Is it so hard to believe? Melchior was looking for someone he could shape into becoming his worthy successor, so he made sure she survived the wreck.
He probably justified it as saving the world. Tell me, Grimoire, what's your connection with Melchior?
I don't really have one. I knew the former head of the Exorcists a little, but I stayed out of his way. He never talked about personal matters. At least not while he was sober.
As I recall, Magilu trained under Melchior and rose as far up the ranks as legate.
That's right! She worked really, really hard to get there, too.
Magilanica Lou Maven. When Melchior adopted her and gave her his last name, that was the first time she really felt that she had a home. When she lost that name, she was devastated.
She failed Lord Melchior's last test, and he just discarded her like an unwanted toy.
She was an empty shell of a person when Bienfu brought her to me. Magilu stayed with me for a little while, but then one day she left without warning. As for what happened next, well, you probably know better than I do.
Yeah, I guess we do.
I'd ask you to look after her, but I know how that would go.
It'd have to be a pretty cold day in hell.
I'm sorry I talked about your past behind your back. It wasn't my place to say.
It doesn't bother me. You were talking about Magilanica, and Magilanica might as well be dead.
But while we're on the subject, may I ask just one question? It wasn't failing to hold up against Melchior's art that broke your spirit, was it? It was when you realized that he no longer considered you his daughter.
Who can say? I've left my life as Magilanica behind me. I'm not her anymore. I'm the evil witch Magilu who fights alongside the Lord of Calamity!
Well, wherever you go, Miss Magilu, I'll follow you as long as I live!
Well now, Bienfu, you think you can get away with talking about me behind my back?
Huh? Why do you only care that I did it? What about the others?
Yours is not to question.
How could I forget how mean you are?
I'm glad you finally found a can belong.
If you repent your sins in a sanctuary, the Empyreans are supposed to forgive you or something, right? If I say something here, I wonder if Inomata will hear me.
I don't think it works like that. Besides, I doubt this sanctuary was built on an Earth Pulse point.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Was there something you wanted to say to him?
Yeah. I wanted to thank him for the comb, and also tell him what I'll be doing next.
If I had to guess, I'd say that everything you want to say has already made it over to Laffy.
Why do you think that?
Because I got it loud and clear myself.
Fee.
Malakim turned people's prayers into blessings. What you pray here and now may or may not reach Inominat. But it will give Laphicet strength.
All right. Then I'll pray for just one thing. Please. Take care of...
Well, hello there. I heard you woke the four Empyreans. I'm quite impressed.
What do you want, Morgrim?
I just came to pass on a little information to you. Specifically, that an Earth Pulse entrance has opened up. My guess is that it opened when you chased Inominat out.
An Earth Pulse entrance, huh?
We might be able to see more of the Earth in Historia.
Indeed. If we could learn more about Artorias' past, it might give us a hint about how to take on Inominat.
That's just what she wants us to think. Anyone else smell a trap?
I don't think we have to worry about that.
Are you sure?
Shigure loathed any form of trickery. If Morgrim was that kind of Malak, he would have struck her down long ago.
I appreciate your confidence in me. What you do with the information is up to you.
Where is this entrance?
It's at the Shrine of Tranquility, in a ball.
You must have learned about this from the Abbey. Why pass it on to me?
No special reason. I just happened to think of Lord Artorias' Malek. I thought it might be nice if I could help you learn a little more about her.
You mean Ceres?
All right. I'll check it out. That definitely looks like an Earth Pulse entrance.
I don't sense Inominat here.
We still need to be careful. We might have ousted him from the Earth Pulses, but the 4 Empyreans are in play now.
If we want to learn anything useful, we'll need to go inside. Be ready for anything.
I don't think we have a chance!
Behold the arts of my ancestors! Zangief style! Baron!
I had no problems here.
And with that, the oath is now formed.
Ceres, take heed. I've now embedded a portion of the art formula within your corporeal form. Over the next several months, it should take hold and crystallize using the power of the oath.
The art you'll use to control the power my body has accumulated?
That is correct. Brunhild, the Sorcerer's Ring. It is an art that was lost long, long ago on this continent. Reviving it requires considerable investment.
So that is why you tied the oath to my life force. The formula will only be completed once I've died.
Do you have something to say?
No. I understand that this is a necessary step in order to realize armatization and bring Inominat under your control. And even though Siegfried possesses a similar power, Lord Melchior has yet to successfully locate the device. Knowing that, our research must be accelerated. That is the only reasonable way.
Then you understand. From here on, you are to focus on completing the Sorcerer's Ring.
As you say.
I trust you're not having any second thoughts about this?
She's a Moloch, here to serve and nothing more. And today she's proved herself quite loyal.
Yes, I am Ceres. I am your Moloch. I am simply a tool for you to fulfill your ideals.
So Ceres took her oath to make armatization possible.
But what a heavy price to make her pay.
And Artorias did it knowing that she was his reincarnated wife. Oh, who am I to talk? There was a time not long ago when I'd have done the same thing.
Regardless, things are now starting to come together. What happened to Ceres and to Eifried and Siegfried? It's all related. This all occurred so Artorias could armatize with Inominat and control him.
And then Velvet ended up devouring that power and making herself public enemy #1. How deliciously ironic.
No, Ceres knew what was going on, and she still...
But the Abbey has secured Siegfried's formula, and they're almost certainly using it to complete Inominat's Armatus.
Let's keep going, Velvet.
Yeah, we've come too far to turn back now. I'll see this through to the end.
It's been a full century since Midgand reunited the fractured land. In that time, we've enjoyed a blissful era of peace and prosperity. But the world has also seen its faith and moral purity slowly decay, only to be supplanted by deep, profound sin. Things have gotten so bad that nobody has even realized that the four Empyreans now slumber. I'm entirely certain that demons will only become ever more rampant, and yet I'm powerless to stop it.
Empyreans? Demons? What are you talking about?
I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to hear me grumble. You've already done so much for me.
It's fine, really. You've seen so much of the world. Things that I never even knew existed.
Yes, I've seen mountains spew flame and lands covered in ice. I've crossed stormy seas and ravines deeper than the eye can see.
That's so amazing. Weren't you ever frightened?
Of course. We are nothing in the face of nature. It takes so little for a person to lose their life out in the wilds. But in spite of the terror, those seas, the mountains, the forests, the deserts, they're absolutely breathtaking. And even in the harshest of climes, people still find a way to live there and carve out something resembling a home.
I think I understand you now.
How do you mean?
I can tell you really love this world. Not just that, but all the people who live in it, too.
The world and its people. Do you really think so?
I'm sure of it. Just remember that you're one of those people too, you know? You really should try to take care of yourself a little more.
I can't do anything right. How could I possibly learn to like myself?
I believe in you, Arthur. I mean, my family and I are already quite fond of you just the way you are, no matter your faults.
Thank you, Celica.
That was Velvet's sister and Artorias.
That's how I remember Celica. And him, too.
I see.
Lord Artorias.
Eleanor. I know that the exorcists believe from the bottom of their hearts that their work will save everyone.
Perhaps. But that won't stop you from fighting them, will it?
No, it won't.
Isn't ignorance bliss? Should we really keep digging up the past like this?
Velvet's never been one to pick the easy road.
What's wrong, kiddo?
I was just thinking, the Earthen Historia is supposed to be a vast record of world history. It could show us anything. So why does it only ever focus on events related to Velvet's life?
Perhaps it's reacting to her presence. Or maybe, since this place used to be Inominat's vessel, his power is still influencing what we're seeing.
If that were true, shouldn't you be able to control the Earthen Historia, kiddo? You're supposed to be part of Inominat. Think of all the juicy secrets we could dig out of the past. Oh, I'm getting pins and needles.
I'm not so sure. Having that much access might be frightening. Some things aren't so fun to learn about.
I hear that you've finally gotten your assignment. Have they given you a name yet?
Malak number 2.
That isn't your name.
Huh?
You don't remember anything, do you? But of course you don't. You died before you were even born. But my memories, they came back. And these memories, they torment me. I can never replace them, and I can't undo them.
I don't really understand.
You don't have to. Just know that I was happier before my memories and free will reawakened. If I had one wish, I'd wish that you stay the way you are.
You're going?
I'm about to free someone who can kill the strongest Empyrean and the head exorcist. I suppose you could call it revenge, against myself and against my past. Goodbye. Please, find it in your heart to forgive your mother when she failed to protect you.
Wait, what? How'd we get here? This is the prison island!
Probably by an Earth Pulse warp. I'll have to send for the Von Eltia to come get us.
I guess I must have met Ceres at some point, but I don't have any memory of it happening.
But why would that place connect to here?
Well, I mean, this is an Earth Pulse point, isn't it?
Ceres might have willed it to be somehow.
What do you mean?
Velvet is right. I think the Earthen Historia showed us that memory because Ceres wanted us to see it. Or Velvet and Laffy said at least.
I think I understand. And I think I agree.
It may have taken us all the way out here, but at least we have something to show for it. I suppose we can't complain.
Yeah.
This was worthwhile.
All right, let's get to the harbor.
I can think and decide for myself now, but it's kind of nice. I feel alive like this. So rest easy, Mom. I'll be okay. oldest known map of the world was made by... Wow, it took them decades!
You always look so happy when you've got your nose in a book. What's so interesting about the one you've got there?
It's a book about surveying. When I read it, I can imagine myself traveling afar and making maps of the world. It sounds like so much fun.
I know just how you feel. I know Magilu and the others don't understand. But I just can't help but feel excited when I think about us completing a map of the entire world.
It's the thought of treasure that gets me more fired up.
Obviously, there's treasure waiting to be unearthed too, but that's more of a bonus on the side. Crossing uncrossable oceans, going to lands where none have gone before. The voyage itself, the dance with death, these things hold value greater than that of any treasure.
Ah, adventure! Truly the romance of the quest we call life.
Laphicet, you had a map, didn't you? The one you dropped when we first met?
It's a world map I got when I was with the Abbey, but I only checked out the places really close by. I could hardly call it adventure.
There's more to adventuring than visiting far-off lands and sailing stormy seas, you know. Adventures are about achieving your ambitions and leaping across the walls we've built to protect ourselves, no matter the danger that waits on the other side. There are no big or small adventures.
Even if I only went to Helavis and the Figal ice caps?
Think of it like this. When you sneaked out of town without the Abbey noticing, when you walked the land and compared it to your map, how did that make you feel?
It was scary, but fun. Exhilarating.
Then it was an adventure. The map you made within yourself is a treasure that's only yours.
Wow, my very own treasure!
Did you ever figure out if that bug was a stag or a rhinoceros beetle?
Actually, I still haven't really looked into it.
Why not? Weren't Rokuro and Aizen pretty curious to find out too?
They're why I haven't. They both have really strong opinions, and they both make a believable argument. And if I determined it was a new kind of beetle entirely, my decision would change the very course of their fates.
Their fates? I think you're exaggerating things.
Hey, what are you guys talking about?
We're still hashing out what that Rhino-Stagros really is. Kiddo here's holding off on his final decision because he's worried about how you'll take it.
You're both adults. Can't one of you just give in so we can move on?
It's a rhinoceros beetle. I'm not backing down on that.
No, it's a stag beetle.
Why not just take off the pointy bits? Then we can all agree it's just a plain old beetle. Simple.
Sounds good to me.
Don't even joke about that. If you took away my swords, I wouldn't have anything left. Same thing goes for a stag beetle and its pincers.
And taking away a rhinoceros beetle's horns is disrespectful to its way of life, and to even suggest it is just plain wrong. No, if we're going to argue it out over this, we need to exhaust every possible angle before coming to a conclusion. It's the right thing to do.
Madam Eleanor! Here's that field guide to rare insects of Midgand you wanted me to get you.
Thanks, Bienfu. Surely this book will have something about that bug. Yeah, here it is. This beetle's real name is... Argonathocrassus, the thick-jaw beetle.
It's named for its jaws? That must make it a stag...
It's a drone beetle. The field guide says it's a really rare variety, too. I guess that's that.
No, you're wrong. It's a brand new species. I call it the Laphicet Rhino-Stagros. That's my decision, and I'm not backing down.
How many times do I have to tell you? You just don't get it!
You're the one who doesn't get it! You're just making a lot of trouble where there shouldn't be any, old man!
What did you just call me? Say that again, I dare you!
Both of you, shut up already! You're making so much noise that I'm tempted to devour your heads just to get some peace and quiet!
Honestly, I find it odd how you pirates, who are on the same side, are always fighting. Yet you don't hesitate to rescue shipwrecked Abbey sailors who are your enemy.
What's so hard to understand about that?
You're treating your ally like your enemy, and your enemy like your ally.
Seriously? You still have a lot to learn, apparently.
What the hell does the Abbey teach you, exorcists? You talk all about going around helping people, but you don't know the first thing about sailing.
Are you implying that the first thing about sailing is to help your enemies?
I can't explain it to the likes of you. Benwick, you explain it to our esteemed exorcist here.
Well, you see, when somebody out at sea is in trouble, we don't refer to them as allies or enemies. You might think nothing of being aboard a ship, but take a moment to think about how vast and deep the ocean is. Now imagine if you weren't on a ship, if you were out here alone. Sends chills down your spine, doesn't it?
I guess I can't argue with you there.
Out on the sea, even just a single board of driftwood can mean the difference between staying afloat and succumbing to the depths of the water. That's why even when we raid and sink a ship, we pull up anybody who took for the water, and we bring them aboard.
I know it sounds hypocritical to attack someone's ship and then rescue them out of the water, but that's just the way things are on the sea.
You pirates are an interesting bunch.
Plus, if the people we rescue end up getting another ship, we can attack them again and take all their new loot.
You don't go and kill every last prickle boar in the forest, or else you won't have any more to hunt later. It's the way of the world.
And my faith is gone.
All right, but why were you two fighting to begin with?
Oh right, that! I remember why. Benwick here came up and started squeezing lemon juice on the perfectly fine fried chicken I just made.
Who wouldn't do that? It's normal.
The way you drench it takes away all the seasoning and complexity of flavor that I worked so hard to get right.
No way! You have to at least put that much on, or it's not worth eating at all.
Oh, forget about the chicken. Who wants to douse these two in a bucket of water instead?
Make it ice water.
Dial, Medusa wants to use some octopus demon to make dinner tonight. Let's go catch some together.
Okay, sure. We can go as soon as I'm all done here.
Okay, but hurry!
You and Kamoana seem to have become really good friends.
Yeah, I guess she's really latched on to me.
I think it meant a lot that you protected her when we were attacked at Titania. She told me that lizards usually feel cold to touch, but that you have a warm heart deep down.
That's not me at all. I'd have run away if I had my tail back, but I'd already gotten surprised and dropped it. So what else could I do but fight?
Oh yeah, I guess you'd lost your tail, hadn't you?
Has Kamoana stopped trying to scare you after that?
It looks like it, yeah. Long enough for my tail to regrow again, at least.
Oh, it's back. I didn't see.
Boo!
Ah!
Oh no, his tail!
Kamoana, sweetie. You know better than to scare Dial.
But he's being so slow! He kept me waiting too long. But I'm sorry.
It's all right. It'll grow back again. And besides, lizard tails make the best bait for octopus demons. I'm sorry I kept you waiting. Now how about we go catch us some dinner?
Yay! Let's go, Dial! Let's go!